Yeah, so I finally got to get together with the group of the guys to do a fun dive this year. This is the first fun dive of 2023. And amazingly enough, Marcel is like our special guest. I haven't seen Marcel in about 6 months. He's been on the road for probably longer than 6 months. He's kind of had a couple of life changing events, and so he's been on the road doing a bunch of music tours here and there, which is kind of cool, living the rock star lifestyle. But that being said, we actually had the opportunity to finally do a fun shore dive at La Jolla Shores. And again, as always, La Jolla Shores did not disappoint. This was the very first time that I personally got to see a bunch, and I mean a bunch of dead squid. There was probably more dead squid out and about than actually squid eggs. And I've been to Loya Shores where there were just thousands and thousands and thousands of squid eggs everywhere. But this was the first time that I actually got to dive La Jolla Shores where there were probably more dead squid on the ground than squid eggs. And these guys that are alive still, they're like so white. I'm almost for sure certain that these guys are probably on the verge of death themselves, joining their buddies. But that being said, I know, yeah, they kind of enjoyed themselves before they made their end. So if you're going to go, I guess, I don't blame them. That's probably the way you want to go, regardless. So the guys got together. We dropped down to about 130 feet just to see what the new canyon landscape had in store. I've done a couple of other dives too, to be a matter of fact, with a couple of students. The first dive 2 weeks ago, dropped down to about 100 feet. Noticed that the landscape at the canyon has changed. There's a lot of sand, a lot of slopey sand that was brought into the canyon. And to be honest with you, at 130 feet, it was no different. A lot of slopey sand all the way down. And again, a lot of dead squid. From what I've seen earlier in the post, the seals have indulged themselves with the squid. And if I was a marine animal, obviously a ton of food everywhere you saw. Brian did say that he saw a octopus laying around, but honestly, I didn't see anything else but squid around. A couple of rockfish here and there, but mostly all squid. And the squid that were alive, I'm sure in probably another day or two, they will join their buddies. Temperatures at depth was cold, but when I looked at my computer, it was like 57. So technically, that's not so cold. But boy, did it feel cold. Maybe I need to get a thicker hood. I was diving my 5 mil hood today. Normally I dive a 7 mil hood. So maybe that's what made it a little bit cold. Visibility, it was kind of hazy. As you can see, there's a lot of particulates in the water. And I would probably say some areas it was better than others, very patchy. So on the better areas, maybe 20, 25 feet, whereas the other areas, maybe 15 feet. Still a very fun dive. I know that Monday, the swell conditions are not going to be very favorable for diving. So if you have the opportunity to get out and do some diving this weekend, I think that's going to be your window. And from what I understand, the temperatures are going to get warmer. So maybe the air temperature is going to be warmer than the water temperature. Don't hold your breath because I'm not expecting it. But it was still a fun dive. A lot of cool things to see, a lot of new topography in the the canyon itself, it's going to be really cool to see what it looks like even deeper. And maybe if I get a chance, I'm probably going to get my rebreather out this weekend for the very first time this year and maybe do a rebreather tech dive. The clam family seem to be doing really well at the wall near Vallecita's Point. I'm almost certain that the sheephead family is probably no longer there, nor is the den, but don't quote me on that. I have not gone to that part of the canyon to go check it out. Again, the anemones still there. Love that they're still there. But maybe this weekend I'll go check out the northern part of the canyon wall to see if the sheephead family's still around. In the shallows, still a lot to see. Seems to be a lot more the crabs coming back compared to what it looked like a few weeks ago. But that being said, get out there and do some diving before the weekend because Monday's probably not going to be so convenient for most of us divers. Hope to see you down below.